Adventures, Episode 1, Season 3, Episode 16 in my whole series, James's Bad Luck. One day, Edward was sitting at a siding next to Tidmouth's sheds, and he was talking to Sir Topham Hatt, who had just came over. "Edward," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Yes?" asked Edward. "I'm just saying, Knapford Station does look a lot more beautiful than that old little platform it used to be. I know, right? This is kind of like the only times the passengers were correct." "Yeah," said Sir Topham Hatt. "So, let me go. I think I need to pick up a passenger train," said Edward. "All right," said Sir Topham Hatt. Edward soon rolled over to the newly constructed Knapford Station. It was much more spacious. Edward didn't really need to take a train. He just wanted to look at it because all of the engines just liked going to Knapford now since they look so grand. Edward met Percy and James arguing. "What are you two arguing about?" Edward asked. "Oh, we're just arguing about who the fastest engine is." "Yeah," said James. "Again? You know how it went last time and how you fell off the rails in the yard and how Boko had to rescue you?" That did not happen," said James. "Yes, it is. Yes, it did. That's why I am the fastest engine," said Percy. "You didn't even race. I'm saying probably Philip is faster than you guys. Like he keeps on saying, he did win against Gordon." "Haha," said Edward. "Oh, seriously, Edward?" said James unhappily. Soon Percy had left, and James was talking to himself. "I am the best engine on Sodor with this lovely red coat of paint. Nobody else has it. It's a one-of-a-kind paint job. And I don't know what Edward is saying about Philip. He's just a filthy little boxcar. And did I mention he has all types of coal splattered all over him," said James. Then James heard a whistle he knew all too well. "Edward! Ah! James! Get out of the way!" cried Edward as he stopped just in time. But all of the mud and grease from Edward's car flew all over James. "Oh, look at what you've done to me now. Oh, look at what you've done to me now." All right, James," said Edward. "I still am the fastest red engine on Sodor," said James, "but I don't look like one." "You know what?" asked Edward. "Do you want to race with me to prove it?" "Ha ha ha. I will obviously win you, but I take the so-called challenge," said James. "You know, I've once beat Spencer." "Really?" asked James. "Yes," said Edward. James was shocked, but he hid that from Edward. The next day, Edward and James asked the Earl to be the judge. "Oh, I don't approve of these racings, but this is an event that could go down in history," cried the Earl. "Ready, steady, go!" cried James. "But our fireboxes aren't lit." "Oh," said James. James didn't know that his brakes were jammed, so he quickly shot off when his firebox warmed up. "Ha ha! Wait for me, old chap!" cried Edward. But James was going too fast, and Edward realized that. He raced past Rosie. Rosie was so shocked, she rolled off the rails. James was racing past the points, but then Gordon was coming over. What's this?" cried Gordon. "Rail hog!" Gordon cried. James raced around the corner. James soon realized he was in for trouble once he saw Tidmouth sheds laying ahead. "Oh no!" cried James. He shot down the rails. His tender decoupled. He raced into the sheds. James and nobody else was injured, but Tidmouth sheds, the walls behind, were very damaged, and a sad James sat there behind Tidmouth. Edward soon rolled up. James was embarrassed of what happened, but Edward was kind. But he said, "Looks like nobody's the faster one here. Looks like Spencer wins." "What Spencer?" "Oops, not Spencer. I mean Philip," said Edward, and he started laughing. James actually cracked his smile, and now he's a wiser engine. Since James had to go to the steamworks, the express had become a little bit too much for Gordon. So Sir Topham had said there'd be extensions to the island. But that's another story.